My name is Peter, and I'm sitting in Dr. Perito's office. He asked me to give a testimonial on my experience with the Titan penile implant, and I'm going to tell you basically how I came about sitting in this chair. One night I was out smoking a cigar, listening to the radio, and serendipitously on reality radio there was a guest that night. Normally there's some kind of guest, but usually it dealt with recovery or some type of lifestyle. And that night they had Dr. Perito on. He was talking to these radio people about this procedure that he does for men that have erectile dysfunction. Now obviously that hit me like a sledgehammer because I had been dealing with that probably for 15, 16 years, maybe more. I had been in a state of denial, as most men are, dealing with that personal issue that pushes all the buttons, that makes us make bad decisions about our health, our future, our relationships. And I was one of those 50 million plus men in this country that was not dealing with a problem or even trying to find a solution to the problem. So I say serendipitously, I was just out avoiding dealing with the issue, smoking a cigar, listening to the radio, and actually I believe God put me in contact with this great surgeon, and I took a chance. Now it was a procedure for me to move forward. I had to deal with my ego, I had to deal with my relationships, I had to deal with the fact that I had to face something that I was unable or unwilling to deal with. So I made an appointment and I came in and I spoke to the doctor, and first off he made me feel totally comfortable because yes, he's a doctor, he's a professional, he knows what he's doing, he's an expert, but he's a great guy. And he took the time out to explain things to me. And he didn't sugarcoat it, but he wasn't rude or offensive, he was just a regular guy. He came down to our level, the guys who have this problem. And he said, there's a solution, an easy solution, and pretty much a painless solution. So I took the next step. I made the appointment to have the pre-op work done, and then we set up a time to have the procedure done. And of course, like most men in this situation, I postponed it. I don't know how many times I put it off. Maybe 2, maybe 3 times. But finally, I had the surgery done. Now the team that Dr. Perito has in the office is just wonderful. And his manner will just disarm you. You'll be able to go into a surgical procedure knowing that you're in the best hands. And literally, you are in the best hands because that most personal part of your body is going to be exposed, and you'll be susceptible to second thoughts, maybe running away, not wanting to do it. But we got the procedure set up, and I went in. I was lucky enough to have this colorful Romanian and a singing cowgirl of an anesthesiologist. The nursing staff was wonderful at Coral Gables Hospital. I remember being in the gurney and I was holding on to the side rest as if it were my life connection. The nurse came by and almost had to pry my fingers off the bars just to get me to relax. Being in that situation was awkward. I had no control. I was giving over my life to a surgeon that I had literally met on the radio initially, and to a bunch of strangers, but these strangers all became intimate part of the experience. They made it easy. I don't remember anything about the surgery other than coming out of it. And when I came out of it, the support staff, they're just wonderful. They were kind, they were considerate, and there was no stigma involved in this. The stigma was in our minds. We deal with this in a totally inadequate way. We lose relationships, we lose the best part of a life by not having intimate sexual relations because we are unable in this culture to be honest with what's happening to our body. And it happens young and old. There's no age limit to this. But the damage is not just to our psyche, it's really to our soul, because we separate ourselves from what God has really intended us to be. Loving, intimate individuals in relationships. So for a long time, I avoided that. And then I found myself outside of the surgery, in recovery, went home. Unlike most people, I didn't take the 5 days off. I was back at work in 2 days. There's really no pain involved. I did take some medication for swelling, but that goes down. And I followed the regimen that the doctor prescribed. You don't do anything other than what he says. You keep everything clean, dry. You don't engage in sex until he says it's okay. These are things you have to really listen to, and you have to put in front of your mind, not in the back. Now that you're back to being 16 years old all over again, doesn't mean that you can just jump ahead and do what you want. You have to follow the protocols that he set. But after that, you have a whole different perspective on life. I don't think about that time as a negative time. I thought of it in retrospect as a time that led up to meeting this great surgeon, trusting in his vision. And his vision is wonderful. His vision is for everyone to have this procedure. Sure, that would make him wealthy, but that's not what he's looking for. He's looking to bring back life to people who've lost hope, to bring back hope to people who despaired. And you don't have to despair. You don't have to sit for years denying, taking a pill that doesn't work, losing intimate relationships with good people, seeing marriages fail. Those things don't have to happen to you. They may, but they don't have to. So I would tell you that you should take the first step, call Dr. Perito's office, go to his website, ask another patient what the experience was like, and rejuvenate your life. You can become whole and brand new all over again, the way God intended you to be. And through his vision and his skill, you have that opportunity. I've been lucky enough to sit in his office when he had surgeons from Beth Israel, New York Presbyterian, Columbia Presbyterian, surgeons from around the country. And he's giving them the ability, the insight, and hopefully enhancing their skills so that they will be able to take this mandate around the country to give new life, new hope, and a new foundation for each and every one of you. Your wife will love you for this. Your girlfriend will love you as well, not at the same time. Don't be afraid. Take that first step. It's literally a painless experience. I would recommend and endorse Dr. Perito anytime, any place. Thank you.